Grand Rising, my Grand Risers. Grand Rising, my Grand Risers. Grand Rising, my Grand Risers. Hey, get outside, get y'all some sun. Don't be in the house waiting on that narcissistic call, y'all. They supposed to be blocking. Y'all already know that. And I'm getting tired of telling y'all. Stop blocking them and unblocking them. Blocking them and unblocking them. Talking about, I just want to see what they got to say. You know what they got to say. A bunch of damn lies. A bunch of fake ass apologies. You know, I'm sorry about that stuff. They'll never say what the hell they sorry about. I'm sorry about all that stuff. They'll never be specific with it. They always try to give you one of them dry ass halfway apologies and shit. I'm sorry about what you think I did. I'm sorry about what you thought I had did. What you said I did. I'm sorry. Shit. Now let's just move on. Fuck, I don't even want to talk about it. It's pissing me off. They get mad and shit. I don't even want to discuss it. I'm sorry though. They say some old shit like, hey, I'm sorry if that's gonna make you feel better. What you mean if it's gonna make me feel better, nigga? No, you supposed to be sorry, genuinely sorry and shit. I'm sorry because I was talking to people and they told me shit, that was the right thing to do, was to apologize. That's why I came up to your job and shit, because they said it was the right thing to do and shit. And you know, usually they know what they be talking about. So I'm like, fuck it. So I was like, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to go up there, take time out my day. I miss lunch and stuff just to come up here. They going to still try to guilt trip you and shit, play the victim role. I miss lunch just to come apologize to you. I miss lunch and shit. I'm supposed to be on lunch. I spent my whole lunch. I'm about to starve and shit. I feel faint. I'm about to pass out off and your ass going to be right there. Oh, you can have my lunch. Take my lunch. Hell, take my lunch, boo. Take my house keys too. You gonna be at the house? Yeah, man, don't be falling for that fake ass apologies and shit. Them apologies don't be real. Them niggas be at the crib. They take your key, go to your crib and shit. They motherfucker be at your crib partying and shit. They end up with OnlyFans models and shit. Them niggas eating up all your damn food and shit. Oh, she don't get off to 9, nigga. Come on, man. I apologize, nigga. I'm good. I'm good. Shit, they in there drinking Hennessy, having a good damn time while your ass at work. Nigga done went and made a spare set of your keys so they could go in when your ass ain't even there and shit. They gonna be at your crib playing the game. Have all they friends. They gonna have they side chick at your crib and shit. The side chick gonna be like, who is these pictures of? Why are these pictures? Oh, that's my sister. You know, them some good ass liars and shit. That's my sister, nigga. Oh no, see, we got two different mamas. Yeah, we got two different mamas, man. And them motherfuckers be like, oh, okay, I see that. I see the resemblance. I see the resemblance. Okay, I'm gonna talk to y'all about putting yourself in a winning situation. I ain't gonna even say win-win. Just putting yourself in a situation where some of the odds is in your favor. You got at least a percentage of chance of winning. Cause you always wanna give yourself at least a percentage of chance of winning. Even if it's 5%, 10%, that's something to look forward to. See, when you're dealing with these damn narcissists, they give your ass a 0% probability chance of winning. You have a 0 chance of winning with a damn narcissist. You can't win it all, man. Like, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. It don't matter what you do. Your ass can go work yourself to death. You could have one-on-ones. You could go around the round table and talk to Jada Pinkett Smith and shit. You could go on motherfucking Dr. Phil. All that shit means absolutely nothing. You is going nowhere fast, because when you dealing with a narcissist, you in a lose-lose situation that your ass can't win. You're not winning. You're not winning. It don't matter what you do. It don't matter how much you practice. It don't matter how much preparation, how much you try to prepare and plan. No, there's no winning, man. You have a 0 chance of winning because you can't do it all on your damn own. You can't. And when I say it all, I mean the decision making. I mean the decision making. See, people who you with, they got to be accountable for their decision making. You can't make all the damn decisions. So you can't be 100% in control on whether you win or not. When you deal with people, you putting the chance of you winning in they damn hands ultimately, because whether it's friends, relationships, marriages, it's only so much one person can do. It's only so much. One person can't carry a whole relationship. That's why it's called a relationship. It takes two people working towards the same goal. That means that the decisions that they make gotta be decisions that's go better the relationship and elevate the relationship, not ultimately destroy it. And when people refuse to heal, refuse to do the shadow work, refuse to face their inner demons and do those type of things, you put yourself in a situation where you can't win. It ain't no winning. It ain't no light at the end of the tunnel. So all you ultimately doing is you wasting your damn time. You wasting your damn time. So if you like staying in the same position year after year, if you like not elevating, if you like working your ass off, but the finances don't show it, because 9 times out of 10, they trying to control the finances and shit, and they messing up the money. So if that's what you like, hey, more power to you, stay in it. That I ain't on that. I ain't on that. See, a nigga like me, I have to have a chance to win at anything I'm doing in life. I'm never going into no situation in life and all the odds are stacked against me and I got zero chance to win. Well, guess what? There will be zero chance of me participating, because I'm not participating in anything. I'm not putting my time into anything. I'm not putting my energy into anything that I have a zero chance and a zero probability of winning. No, I'll pass. I have better things to do in my life. I have better things to do in my life. I am not about to waste year after year of my life staying in absolutely the same position, and it has nothing to do with me, because I'm trying my hardest to elevate. See, it all comes down to who you choosing to be with. And that's facts, and don't let nobody tell you different. The person that you choose to be with, the person that you choose to marry, your winning depends on them. Your winning ultimately depends on them, because if they don't want to win and they want your ass to lose, they can go out there and make decisions that's gonna be counterproductive to the decisions that you making, and they go ultimately put you in a lose-lose situation. Because the thing about it is, whether they narcissists, there's Jezebels, whether they arrested development is the core of all narcissists. So at the end of the day, they stuck in a cycle. And that cycle can consist of bad decisions and doing the same thing over and over again and not correcting it. So these people will literally year after year continue to do the same things over and over again. Won't go get the type of help that they need, because they need serious therapy. Not no once a week, not no once a month. These niggas need round the clock therapy, because that's where they at with it. Whenever you disconnect from your true self, you need some real therapy so you can connect back to your true self. Because people disconnected from their true self. And when you disconnected from your true self, you disconnected from source. That means you disconnected from God and all of God's gifts. So these people out here who gaslight and projected, they don't have the gifts like foresight and things like that. See, I have foresight, so that means that when I do things, I know that what I'm doing right now could ultimately affect me in the future. So them the things that I take into consideration before I do them. So I would think to myself, okay, if I do A and B, then 3 weeks, a month, a year from now, then it's possible that C could happen. I don't want C to happen, so I'm not gonna do A and B. That's the power of having foresight. They don't have foresight, so everything that they do is for the here and now. They make all of their decisions off of impulses to feed their ego and to feed their flesh and to get them dopamine hits. And that's it. That's it. So you put yourself in a lose-lose situation, because in order for you to win, then you have to be around people who go, A, do the shadow work, B, be accountable, and C, take a deep dive into themselves to correct the things that they need to correct about themselves. And if people are not willing to do that, what are you doing? You wasting your time. That's what you're doing. Because whether a narcissist is a Jezebel coming in to destroy you, or they're a Leviathan, or just got narcissistic traits and they arrested development, you're going nowhere fast, because they ain't going nowhere fast, and they gonna leave you stuck in the cycle, because that's what they own. They own a cycle of repeating patterns over and over again. And when you get entangled with these people, you get in that cycle, and you get on that merry-go-round of just going around in circles and getting nowhere. So you go start at start, and you go end at start. And that's what it is. So you might go 5, 10, 15, 20 years, and you go realize, hey, you know what? We just going round and round and round. We not elevating. We not doing none of that, because arrested development narcissists, they can't elevate. They stuck, and they stuck from the fact of the disconnect. They disconnect from source. So when you disconnect from source, they don't have the intuition. They don't have God's gifts, because they disconnected from God. They strictly moving out of flesh. So if you moving with them, what's gonna happen is you gonna end up jeopardizing, you gonna end up missing your calling. You'll end up missing your calling, because yeah, God can choose you, but the only way God can choose you is if you answer the call. You have to be moving a certain way for God to choose you. So it's not like God, yes, God is choosing you, but the only way God can choose you is if you answer the call. So everybody could be chosen, but it's about the people that's going to ultimately answer the call and be obedient and do the things that God telling you to do, so you can move in alignment. So you can move in alignment, because that's what it is. Like, people think that, like, God say, okay, I'm choosing you, I'm choosing you. You choosing yourself, because the more you moving in alignment and the more you being obedient to God, then you being obedient to the purpose, so God can work with you. But God got to first see if he can work with you. If you not obedient, you not moving the way he needs you to be moving, then he not gonna choose you. Because to be chosen, you have to answer the call. So it's not really about what God doing. It's not like God chose me over everybody else. It ain't like that. God didn't choose me over everybody else. I answered the call. The things that I went through in my life, the way I moved out of situations, God was able to work with me. Like, okay, I could work with him. I could work with him because he moving the way that I need people to move, that I could work with. So it ain't about God choosing you. It's about you answering the call and you choosing yourself. You choosing to walk away from the toxic situation. You choosing to cut your family off. You choosing to go through the abuse and come out of it still loving. So you got to make yourself a candidate for to be chosen. It ain't just like God say, okay, you, and that's the end all be all. No, because everybody is chosen. You know, but everybody ain't gonna answer the call. You know, God call everybody. God give you signs. He give you warnings, but who go listen and who go move according to them signs? When God tell you, okay, do this, do A, B, and C, and then you actually do it, then God like, okay, I could work with him. I could work with her, because they obedient. They understand the assignment. So it's not really about being chosen. It's about you answering the call. You know what I'm saying? And everybody don't answer the call, unfortunately, but you want to put yourself in a position to win in anything that you're doing in life, and you go realize that the more time you spend around these narcissists, because they refusing to heal, because they don't want to dive into their deep side, the dark side about themselves, and they don't want to face their shadow self, you ultimately putting yourself in a cycle going nowhere, and you jeopardizing your assignment, because you can't answer the call if you around these people. Because part of answering the call is breaking free from the illusions, man. And the illusions could be your parents, the illusion could be your whole family. Your illusion, because after your awakening, you damn near gonna have to cut off everybody, and that's what it is, man. The closer you move to your purpose, the more people gonna have to go, and that's what it is. By the time you get to your purpose, it's most likely gonna be just you, because people gonna have to be aligned with what your purpose is. And if they not aligned with what your purpose is, they gotta go. Because what people don't understand is you on a mission here from God. You work for God. So anytime God tell you, you gotta move or do this or do that, you supposed to move. It don't matter who the people is. God created me. These people ain't create me. I don't have no special bond with these people outside of whatever we had on here in this 3D. My bond is in the spiritual. My bond is with my bloodline. My bond is breaking these generational curses, bringing generational wealth. I don't have no bond with these people here. My bond is with God. So I came with God. I'm leaving with God. So the people that get left behind, sorry for them, but God gave them time, God gave them grace to answer the call. They didn't want to answer the call, but that don't mean you spend the rest of your damn life and you waste your assignment trying to get them to answer the call. No, it don't work like that. It don't work like that. God put you around certain people because God want you to wake certain people up so they can answer the call, so they could get on their assignment. It's a time limit to that, and that's what people don't understand. People is on the clock. So when you around these people, God already know how much time they got. Okay, and when their time is up, it's up. And that's when God gonna remove you. But you already gotta understand that, and you gotta remove yourself. It means like you gotta remove yourself spiritually, disconnect your energy, then God gonna remove you physically, because your assignment and your calling is too big to be wasting around people that's not trying to do the shadow work. Because for you to elevate, you have to be around people who go help you elevate on your journey. See, before you have your awakening, you more in your learning process. You learning everything. You getting trained. But after your awakening, that's when everything that you learn from your training, you got to put all of that stuff into play. That's why you got to start cutting people off. You got to start detaching from people. You got to go into isolation. Them people that you start off with, them ain't going to be the same people you finish with, because the only way they can finish with you is if they align with you. If they not align with you and they not trying to heal, they not trying to do the shadow work, and they not trying to elevate, they a liability. And they going to have to ultimately, they got to go. And that ain't just people. That's people, places, and things, man. People and places and things that don't align with you and your purpose, they ultimately gotta go. And like I be saying, it ain't personal, especially with me. It's never personal. But people gotta take accountability, because God give people grace and time to answer the call. But people want to stay stuck in the illusion, don't want to do the shadow work, don't want to heal, keep want to gaslight, keep want to project, keep want to play these narcissistic games. And then that's when God ultimately called judgment, and judgment get called in the spiritual, because people ain't got forever to be waiting on people. Like, people really think that they that important, that God got forever to be waiting on people. No, God gonna give you a nice amount of time for grace. He'll give you a nice amount of time for grace for people to get their act together. But once God see people ain't got no intentions on getting their act together and they actually get worse, that's when God pull the plug and he say, okay, your assignment over. Like, all the people that I ever been around in my life, it was assignments, man. It was assignments, and the people that God put me around in my life, they was light workers too. They have a huge calling. That's why God put me around them, because they needed to wake up. Because what the people don't understand that God put me around, they don't understand how big they calling is in the spiritual. Because most of the people that God put me around, he put me around the people that is generational curse breakers. Facts. Facts. And the reason I know that is because the people that God put me around, all of them share the same characteristics. All of them share the same characteristics as me. If I could look at their family dynamic, and I could tell they supposed to be the generational curse breakers of their family. That's why God put me around them, to wake them up so they could get on their duty, because they have a huge calling, but ultimately they not answering the call. They're not answering the call. And when it come down to God, when it come down to me too, everything with us will always be free will. So we love people enough that, and God too, we love people enough to, we respect people's free will. So when people don't answer the call, God ain't gonna make you, and I ain't gonna try to make you. We respect people. We leave people to their own understanding, because that's what true real love is. God love people so much, God will let you. You want to go dance with the devil? If that's what make you happy, God ain't gonna take that away from you if that's what make you happy. Like, Choosing God is a choice. God ain't never finna force you. God ain't never finna force you, because at the end of the day, if you want to detach yourself from source and you want to be detached from all of God's gifts, you ain't hurt God by doing that. You hurt yourself. Because when you align yourself with the devil, you got to be willing to take whatever comes from being aligned with the devil. Just like I'm aligned with God, so I got to be willing to take the gang stalking, take the narcissist, take the abuse. I got to be willing to take all of that because I'm aligned with God. So it comes with the job. It comes with the territory. But it come with the job, it come with the territory. But on the flip side of that, discernment comes with it too. Intuition comes with it too. Accountability comes with it too. Abundance comes with it too. Generational wealth comes with it too. So it's a lot of perks too. When you roll with God, it's a lot. Niggas can't touch me till my assignment is over too. Until my assignment is over and I'm done here in the spirit, these niggas can't do nothing to me. I can't die. They can't touch me. I can't be shot. They can't do nothing to me. Until my assignment is over with, these niggas got to sit here and watch me say anything I want to do anything I want to do, and there's nothing they can do about it. They can't touch me in no kind of way. None. Until my assignment is over, then it's free game. But until then, can't nobody do nothing to me because I'm chosen. But again, make sure you put yourself in a situation where you could be able to win. Because when you entangle with narcissists, you have no chance of winning. You have zero, they're giving you a zero probability chance of winning. And like I said, it don't matter. It don't matter who you think you is, what you capable of. You can't make shit work on your own. You can't win on your own. You can't win on your own because arrested development narcissists, Jezebel narcissists, full-blown narcissists, they self-sabotage. They go self-destruct. So any relationship, anything that they in, they go mess it up. They go sabotage it because that's the traits and characteristics of an unhealed person. That's the traits and characteristics of an arrested development person. They stay stuck in cycles. In order for them to get unstuck from them cycles, they got to go to therapy and they got to find out. They got to find out at what point of their life did they get stuck at, because it was at an early age. So as a kid, what point did they emotionally get stuck at? Because they can't grow past that point. And then they done built up all of these defense mechanisms to protect their false self, and all the defense mechanisms is all created for them not to change. So they basically just putting themselves in a box. Like, narcissists is locking themselves in their own cage. They locking themselves in their own cage because it's not about having problems. It's not about what you're working on. It's about being accountable. Like, if you're accountable, you can actually grow. You can actually work on the things you need to work on. But when you got these people who just want to gaslight and project, why would they ever work on something when they won't even admit that they're the problem? They won't even admit that they're the problem. These people, still running around gaslighting and projecting and doing this whole narcissistic spiel. And this is after the fact of them destroying relationships, destroying families, destroying marriages. And they still running around doing this whole gaslighting spiel. They still doing it. So that just lets you know they not trying to change. They not trying to be accountable, because the first part of being accountable for a narcissist would be apologizing to the damn people that they affected with their bullshit. Apologize to the relationships, to the people for the relationships that they destroy. Apologize. That's the first part of being accountable, when you own up to it, and not one of them rinky-dink ass apologies, a real apology. So people need to humble themselves. People need to humble themselves, lose their ego, and go to people and apologize genuinely. Hey, I'm sorry. My lack of growth, my decision making, my gaslighting, my projection, all of that destroyed these relationships. All of that. And sorry for gaslighting and projecting, making you seem like you was the problem when you was actually there to be the solution. But you can't be a solution to a problem unless the problem is going to be put out in Front Street and put out on the table. But they hide all of the problems and then they gaslight and project. So that's the lose-lose, because how was you going to ever win? You not going to ever win. The way you win is you disconnect your energy. You disconnect your energy and you hold that L. Take that L. And don't even take it as an L, because you still learn lessons. Everything, it ain't about like dealing with narcissists. It ain't about taking L's with them. It's about, it is about an L, and that L is the lesson. It's about learning the lesson. So with narcissists, you're not really losing because you learning the lesson, but you losing if you go keep arguing with them, if you go keep going back and forth with them, if you go keep trying to change them, if you go keep wasting your time and your energy, if you go keep trying to fix something that they not trying to fix. You can't fix something that's broken. The relationships be broken because narcissist is broken. So in order for the relationships to get fixed, a narcissist gotta first get fixed. And it's not easy. That's not some shit that happened overnight when you got a broken person that's disconnected from themselves spiritually. They disconnected from their true self. This should have taken lifetimes to fix. This should have taken lifetimes to fix, because these people that came down here and they done lost their whole identity. They don't know who they is. So whatever they came here to do spiritually, they can't remember why they even here. Because to remember why you here, you gotta obey God and you gotta move a certain way. Then you gonna remember why you here. But everybody came down here on a purpose. Everybody came down here on a purpose. The thing is, you got to remember what your purpose is. Everybody got a purpose. But when you gaslighting and you feeding your flesh, you killing your spirit. So a lot of these people, their spirit is buried underneath all of their dysfunction, all the trauma, all the things they don't want to heal. They light is in there, but they don't want to go in there and get it. They don't want to do the work and go in there and get it. So what they'll do is they'll position themselves with people who already got their light out, who already been doing the work. So they will align themselves with people who already know who they is, already working with their light, because they ain't got no light inside of them. Because when you disconnect yourself from source, you disconnected from God. So you just operate off of pure impulse. You ain't got the shit. Like, they ain't got the gifts that I got to tell me, okay, don't do that. No, don't trust them. They ain't got none of that. They just out here freestyling, living life, making decisions that make them feel good in the moment. It don't matter if it's gonna destroy them a month from now or 2 months from now, because they can't even see that far down the road, because they don't have God's gifts to see that. So if you're going through life and you're not doing the shadow work, you're not healing, and year after year, you doing these type of things, and you just feed your flesh year after year, then what you ultimately doing is you disconnected from your spirit. And your spirit is the reason why you came here in the first place. Your spirit is what's gonna guide you through this spiritual training ground. Your higher self, your spirit, that's what guides you. Your spirit already know why you here. Your spirit already know why you here. Your spirit already holds all the answers, but you gotta be tapped in. You gotta be tapped in, and you gotta get back to your higher self, because we start here in a lower version of ourselves, and we elevate to our higher self, where all we see things is out of love. That's our higher self, the highest form of yourself. But in order to get to the highest form of yourself, you first off got to be accountable, and you got to be working on yourself. It could take a person 50, 60 years to achieve that and get to the highest, they higher self. And that's from people who've been doing the shadow work from day one. I'm 43. I'm 43 and I've been doing the shadow work since day one because God made me, and I still ain't reached my higher self. So put that in perspective. If I'm 43 and I've been doing the shadow work since day one and I'm still not at the level, at my highest level or my highest form of myself, just imagine what people would be that's 30, 40, 50 years old that never did the shadow work. They lifetimes away from it. They lifetimes away from it. These people are gonna have to be reincarnated lifetimes to get to where I'm at right now. So it might take people 10 more lifetimes to reach a spiritual place that I'm at today. That's why it's important to do the shadow work, because ultimately what they doing is they blocking all of that stuff out and they feeding their flesh. So everything that they doing is feeding their flesh. Social media, things like that. They diving into things that only feed their flesh, and they so disconnected from they disconnected from their spirit, and they disconnected from reality. That's why when you approach them about things, that's why they could gaslight and project, because they disconnected. They don't even see how much damage they causing. They don't even see all the relationships that they destroying from not healing and from their bad decision making, just from being an arrested development narcissist, period. Because they can't even understand that they keeping people stuck. They keeping people stuck. They keeping people stuck. So a lot of these people, they the reason why. They gonna be the reason why people don't graduate this spiritual training, because people but people who stay stuck with them, they gotta take accountability too, because you gotta realize the pattern. 5 years go by and you still in the same position. You gotta say, hey, what's going on with you? And then when you say, hey, what's going on with you, and they start gaslighting and they start projecting, you got to realize, okay, you're a narcissist. You're arrested development. You stuck in a cycle. Let me get my ass off of this merry-go-round, because this merry-go-round going nowhere, and it'll never go nowhere, and it don't matter what I do. It don't matter what I do. So I'm never going to be willingly. Now, if I'm unwillingly doing something, that's a whole nother thing. I'm never going to be in a situation where I don't have a chance to win. I would never put myself in a situation like that. You see, the situations I was putting myself in before is situations that I thought I ultimately would have a chance to win. But once I start realizing the only way that I'm going to win is if the people that I'm associated with do the shadow work and they face their inner demons and they face their dark side. That's the only way. It don't matter. I can't go out there and do anything, because I have no control over that. So the only thing I could do is remove my energy and remove myself, because first of all, A, I'm not finna miss my assignment playing people's games, and B, I'm not finna be in no situation that it don't matter what I do, I'm still gonna lose. Never. Willingly. See, when I was asleep, it's a different story. The problem is I'm woke now. So anything that I agree with, I'm agreeing with it spiritually. I would spiritually never agree with being stuck in anybody's cycle, being stuck in anybody's illusion. I stand in the truth. I came here on an assignment for God, and I didn't come here to play with people. I didn't come here to willy-nilly with narcissists and play reindeer games. No, I came to expose the truth. I came to stand in my truth, and I came to elevate to the highest form of myself, break generational curses, bring generational wealth to my family, and that's it. Anything other than that is uncivilized. And everything else that I get or God let me enjoy in this experience is a bonus. It's a bonus, but that's my goal. That's why I'm here. I'm not here to play games with people, and I'm not here to be in situations where you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose, because once I start realizing, you know what, I'm working 1 million hours a week. I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and then I look back, I step back, and I look at the situation. I ain't got nowhere. Relationships ain't got absolutely nowhere. Nowhere. The problems I'm trying to fix is problems I'm not even creating. And I'm trying to fix the problems more than the people I'm trying to fix the problems more than the people that actually created them. I'm trying to fix the problems that other people create. I'm trying to fix the problems more than they is. And that's when I realized, like, you know what? Nah. That's when I realized, you know what? This ain't benefiting me. It don't matter what I go out there and do. It don't matter how many hours I work. It don't matter how many pep talks I give. It don't matter how many one-on-one counseling sessions. It don't matter none of that shit. Because at the end of the day, you can't make people elevate. You can't make people do the shadow work. You can't make people heal. And you can't make people face their inner demons. That's a personal decision. Because everybody got free will. And a lot of people using their free will to do anything other than that. And that's facts. A lot of people, majority of the people here in spiritual training ground, they using their free will to do anything other than spiritual, anything other than what they came here to do. They doing anything other than breaking generational curses. They doing anything other than healing. They doing the things that got them in a position where they disconnected from themselves. They doing those things. So once you get entangled with these people, they gonna have your ass disconnected from yourself. And you will never be able to walk with God. You will never be able to get on your assignment. None of that. You ain't gonna never be able to do none of that, because what you gonna end up doing, you gonna end up wasting all your damn time trying to run behind them and fix the problems that they create instead of them fixing their damn self. You go spend all your time pouring energy into people that ain't got nothing to give you back in return, because all of their energy is dysfunctional and unhealed and toxic as hell. And toxic as hell. And like I say, all of these people ain't bad people. Don't get it wrong. All of these people ain't out to kill, steal, and destroy. All narcissists ain't on that. Some of them is actually loving people. It don't even fucking matter, because you still gonna be on that loving ass cycle. It don't matter whether people loving it, caring. It don't matter about none of that shit. You could be the most loving person in the world. If your ass ain't healing and you ain't doing the shadow work, they gonna put your ass on a loving ass cycle. And you still ain't elevating. You still ain't going nowhere fast. You just going nowhere fast without the headache of what Jezebel brings to the table. Because Jezebel is a damn headache. But some of these narcissists ain't a headache. Some of them actually cool. That's why people end up being with them 20, 30 years. The problem is they cool asses ain't going nowhere. They cool asses ain't healing. They cool asses still fucking up the finances. They cool asses still projecting, still gaslight. They just not coming like Jezebel come. But at the end of the day, you still gonna miss your assignment. You still in a lose-lose situation. Anybody who got arrested development, anybody that got that trait at the core, you're going nowhere with them. You're going nowhere. I don't care what you do. I don't care who you are. You're going nowhere with them. And I know, because I do everything on this. I'm a winner. And we could cut the bullshit out. I'm a winner. I will put everything on my back, nigga. I would go work 100 hours a week if I have to. I would go work overtime for years. I will put myself on mandatory overtime. I done did this shit. I was working jobs and I was working more hours than the damn supervisors, nigga, because that's the responsibility I took to get me and people I'm associated with or people that I'm in relationships with to get us out the damn hole. Was it a hole I put us in? Fuck no. It was a hole they put us in that I tried to get us out of. And at the end of the day, I was still called a narcissist, still called this, still called that. And that's when I realized the type of people that I was dealing with. Like, Doc, you dealing with people where it don't matter what you do. You could go out there and get these people the damn world. They go destroy it and blame you for it. They go destroy everything you do and turn around and blame you for it. You the one. God sent you to be the solution to the problem. You come in and try to fix the problem, do everything that you could do. They still destroy everything and still turn around and make it seem like you the problem and gaslight and project. No, we won't be doing this. I know I won't. I know I won't. Them motherfuckers, sorry, but them people ain't getting none of my damn energy, none of my time, none of nothing. because they not worth it. You pouring your energy into people that they got a hole in their cup, man. So every time you pour into them, they not pouring nothing back into you, and they not even respecting what you pouring into them. They're not even appreciative, because the minute you stop, or the minute you say, hey, you know what? I'm sick of doing all of this and we not elevating. What are you doing? What are you doing? I'm sick of working 100 hours a week and we still in debt. What are you doing? And then when you come to them like that, they go either A, shut down, B, gaslight, C, project, D, can't be accountable, and E through F is when you get the hell, E through Z is when you get the hell away from them and realize that you're in a situation that it ain't no winning. You have a zero probability, you have a zero chance of winning, zero. Zero, not 1%, not 5%, because your chance of winning all rides on them doing the shadow work and them healing and facing their inner demons. And that's just a tad. Good luck with that shit. Good luck with that shit. I don't know what the hell these people got in their closet. The way they be running, there's some shit in there. There's some shit in there. These people ain't avoiding the shadow work. And what y'all got to understand is, when it come down to shadow work, you could have shit that you got to work on for lifetimes. Some people been running from the same shadow work lifetime after lifetime, being reincarnated, coming back here doing the same thing over and over again. So you don't know what these people is running from. You don't know the real skeleton that's in these people's closet. The fact of the matter, you don't even know who these people is, because these people don't even know who the hell they is. So you've been dealing with complete strangers. That's why they could turn on you so fast. Once you start holding them accountable, they switch up on you like night and day. Why? Because they don't have no bond with you, because they don't even know who the hell they is. They don't know who they is. All they know is they don't want to heal and they don't want to do the shadow work. And if you address them with it, they got a whole defense mechanism put up that they go run to. Anytime you hold them accountable, they go put up that defense mechanism and they go do that whole spiel. And the thing about that is, now they putting up a wall, so now they can't even heal and they can't even address the things that they need to address, because they gotta first be accountable. So hey, y'all can play that game if y'all want to. I would never play that game again. Like I said, the people got one time. As soon as you gaslight me one time, yep, I'm gone. You project on me one time, I'm gone. You can't be accountable one time, I'm gone. Because I realize if people do that and I choose to stick around, I'm a damn idiot and I'm a damn fool, because I know better. And I know it's no way possible for me to win. No way possible for me to win. And not only am I gonna lose, I'm gonna lose, and I'm gonna been to gave all my time, my energy, finances. I'm gonna been to gave everything I got. And I'm gonna lose, and I'm gonna still get talked about, and I'm gonna still get name called. I pass. You might as well just skip to the name calling and start smearing my name, because I ain't doing shit for these niggas. I ain't got no time for these niggas. I ain't got no energy for these niggas. I ain't doing shit, so they might as well just go smear my name now. Because once I had my awakening, I started seeing the game that was being played. Oh yeah, I wish I would. I wish I would. I wish I would be in any situation where I can't win. And my losing is based on somebody else. And they go keep putting me in positions to lose. I pass. I leave people to their own understanding, and that's what y'all need to do. Leave people to their own understanding. Everybody got free will. Some people don't want to heal. That's on them. That's on them. But for the people that want to heal, come to this channel, follow the channel. This is Still I Rise movement, where you do the shadow work, you heal, where we be accountable. We don't project over here. We don't gaslight over here. We be accountable. We own up to the things that we need to change about ourselves. We understand that we not perfect. We understand that we make mistakes, but we understand that God give us grace and God go work with us. We understand that too. And we understand it ain't about being perfect. It's about being real. It's about being authentic. It's about being genuine. It's about saying, you know what? I got flaws about myself. I got things I got to work on within myself. I acknowledge that. I acknowledge that. God, can you help me work on the things I need to work on within myself? How can God even help people work on stuff if they won't even lose their ego, and they won't even acknowledge the fact that they got a damn problem. And anybody will tell you that. Any place you go to, I don't care what it is, they gonna tell you the first step is admitting you got a damn problem. And that's what these narcissists can't do. And that's how I know when narcissists actually change, because it should be a whole bunch of damn genuine ass apologies going on. That's how you gonna know when they change, because they did so much bullshit that, first of all, they gotta apologize for the shit that they did before they can do anything in the spiritual. God ain't even finna start working with none of them until they can humble themselves and lose their ego and say, you know what? Yeah, I destroyed that friendship. I destroyed that relationship. I destroyed my family. I did all of that. Until they could do that, God can't work with them. So God go leave them to their own understanding. No, I'm gonna leave them to their own understanding. Third eye in the sky.